Welcome to News Mongolia on MNB World. I'm your host, Dr. Rabold. And for our top stories, Mongolian community celebrates 30 years in Belgium with a Lunar New Year bazaar. United States provides assistance in response to the Zod. Camel Festival was organized in Mongolia province. For other news, stay tuned. In a heartwarming celebration of cultural diversity, the Mongolian community in Belgium organized a Lunar New Year bazaar, organized for the sixth time. This year's event brought together Mongolians living in Belgium, Germany, the Netherlands, France, and even South Korea.
The gathering showcased the rich variety of Mongolian traditions, creating a festive atmosphere that resonated with the spirit of the Lunar New Year. The bazaar featured an array of traditional Mongolian pastries, snacks, and clothing, and was a delightful experience for visitors.
The bazaar allows our fellow Mongolians to buy and sell Lunar New Year specialties and their artisanal goods. I'm taking part in the bazaar for the 5th year. I've made some traditional pastries that Mongolians use during Lunar New Year celebrations.
Belgium has been home to Mongolian expatriates for the past 30 years, and the Lunar New Year Bazaar is a poignant reminder of the strong cultural ties that have endured across borders. Families and friends gather to share stories and laughter, and the event has become an integral part of their lives in their home, away from home. The bazaar had significant international turnout, with Mongolians traveling from Germany, the Netherlands, France, and even South Korea to participate. This cross-cultural exchange highlighted the unity of the Mongolian diaspora and their commitment to preserving and sharing their heritage. The Embassy of Mongolia in the Kingdom of Belgium will organize an extended Lunar New Year celebration on February 12.
Responding to the escalating Zod crisis in Mongolia, the United States government, in collaboration with the United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, is allocating $200,000 US, approximately 680 million MNT, to the Mongolian Red Cross Society. This financial assistance aims to provide critical support, including cash grants, fodder, and fuel, to vulnerable herder households grappling with severe winter conditions.
This year's winter Zod, marked by heightened snowfall and extreme temperatures, has emerged as one of the most severe in recent memory, impacting over 50% of the country. Approximately 217,000 people are facing the imminent threat of losing their livestock and thereby their livelihood. U.S. Ambassador Richard Vargan emphasized the link between climate change and the increasing frequency of such severe shocks globally. He affirmed the United States bolster resilience and explore sustainable, eco-friendly solutions to mitigate the challenges posed to Mongolia's economy and the livelihood of its citizens. Highlighting this year-round effort, USAID engages in initiatives to fortify Mongolia's resilience against Zods and other natural disasters. These include comprehensive training and support for Mongolia Red Cross Society, Incident Command System training in collaboration with National Emergency Management Agency, and capacity building programs for livestock disease surveillance. The US government, through USAID, has been a consistent supporter of disaster risk reduction programs in Mongolia, having contributed nearly $8 million since 2010.
The Camel Festival took place in Mongolia, attracting participants from various provinces, including Mongolia, Donglov, and Bayankhangor. The festival served as a vibrant showcase of Mongolia's rich cultural tapestry, bringing together camel herders from different regions to celebrate their traditional way of life.
The 2023 census reported approximately 160,000 heads of camels, reflecting the significance of these animals in the local economy and heritage. The festival, held in Datlnzatrat, offered a platform for camel herders to compete in diverse categories, showcasing their expertise and fostering friendly competition. A notable feature of the 2024 Camel Festival was the inclusion of a bazaar that highlighted local specialties crafted from camel milk. This added a flavorful dimension to the festivities, allowing attendees to savor unique camel milk-based products while supporting local artisans and entrepreneurs. The cross-provincial participation underscored the festival's role in fostering unity among different communities, making it a truly inclusive and representative celebration of Mongolia's cultural diversity and the enduring bond between its people and camels.
Please take a look at currency exchange rates provided by the Mongol Bank. Now, please have foreign news partnered with international news agencies. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Sunday that Israel has destroyed most of Hamas battalions, but said Israel would also deal with the ones that remain in southern Gaza, including in the border town of Rafah, where many Palestinians have fled.
In Tel Aviv, Netanyahu told a meeting of his cabinet that the military took out 17 of Hamas' 24 battalions.
To date, we brought down 17 out of 24 battalions. Most of the remaining battalions are in the south of the Strip, in Rafah, and we will also deal with them. Second, clearing efforts are necessary after the battalions are brought down, as our forces are doing determinedly in very aggressive raids in the north of the Strip and its center. Third, the underground must be neutralized, as our forces are doing systematically in Han Yunis and are doing in all parts of the Strip, and it requires more time.
The United Nations has warned that Rafah is a pressure cooker of despair as thousands of people flee into the city from Khan Yunis and other parts of southern Gaza as the Israel-Hamas war grinds on. Netanyahu also said he was working to bring the remaining captives taken into Gaza on October 7th home, but that he wouldn't agree to a deal at any cost. Israel says it is determined to crush Hamas and prevent it from returning to power in Gaza, an enclave it has ruled since 2007, in response to its attack on Israel that killed some 1,200 people, triggering the war. Hamas still holds dozens of the roughly 250 hostages taken in the attack after more than 100 were released during a one-week truce in November. Those releases were in exchange for 240 Palestinian prisoners. The war in Hamas-run Gaza has leveled vast swaths of the tiny besieged enclave, displaced 85% of its population, and pushed a quarter of residents to starvation. The health ministry in Gaza said Saturday that 107 people were killed over the past 24 hours, bringing the wartime total to 27,000. More than 66,000 people have been wounded.
Heavy snowfall sweeping central and eastern China has disrupted transport in Anhui and Hubei provinces amid the ongoing Spring Festival travel rush. Since Wednesday, snowfall has occurred in multiple cities across Anhui province and affected several sections of highways in the province, state broadcaster CCTV reported on Sunday.
Due to snowy and freezing conditions, over 95 highway toll stations have reportedly closed as of Sunday morning across the province, affecting many self-driving travelers during the travel surge. The local meteorological department forecasted the snow will continue through Monday morning, with accumulated snowfall expected to reach up to 20 centimeters. With freezing fog brought by the snow, Wuhan, the capital city of neighboring Hubei province, cancelled over 200 flights on Sunday. Operation of 115 trains have been suspended in the city of Yichang, CCTV reported. China Meteorological Administration on Saturday issued an orange blizzard alert for central and eastern China, with Henan, Hubei, Anhui, Jiangsu, and Guizhou provinces as well as Chongqing expected to be affected. Orange is the second highest level in the 4-tier blizzard warning system in China.
Parisians were voting on Sunday whether to muscle SUVs off the French capital's streets, by making them much more expensive to park. This is the latest leg in a drive by Socialist Mayor Anne Hidalgo to make the host city for this year's Olympic Games greener and friendlier for pedestrians and cyclists. Hidalgo is looking for voters' backing for a proposal to triple parking fees for SUV drivers from out of town.
The mayor's office wants to increase the price of parking passes for cars weighing more than 1.6 tons that do not possess a special license from local authorities. The cost for non-residents to park SUVs in Paris central districts in the arrondissements number 1 through 11 would soar to 18 euros, equal to $19.5 per hour for the first 2 hours compared to 6 euros per hour for smaller cars. After that, parking would become increasingly punitive. A 6-hour stay with SUV enough, say to take in a show and restaurant, would cost a whopping 225 euros compared to 75 euros for smaller vehicles. Away from the heart of the city in Paris outer arrondissement numbered 12 through 20, an out-of-town SUV driver would pay 12 euros per hour for the first 2 hours, progressively rising to 150 euros for 6 hours. The mini-referendum was open to Parisians registered to vote. The question they were asked to vote on was for and against the creation of a specific rate for the parking of heavy, bulky, polluting individual cars. Voting stations were to close at 7 p.m. with results expected later Sunday evening.
Following Israeli airstrikes in the central Gaza Strip, a hospital in Deir al-Balah treated multiple injured children on its floor. The strikes causing 15 deaths and at least 45 injuries hit a home and mosque in the city. Despite international calls for a ceasefire, Israel persists in its aerial bombardment, worsening the humanitarian crisis in the region.
In Deir al-Balah, a hospital floor became a makeshift treatment center on Sunday for numerous injured children following the recent Israeli airstrikes in the central Gaza Strip. Among the casualties were 15 people killed and at least 45 others wounded when a home and mosque in the city were struck, as reported by an Associated Press journalist at the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital. Witnesses observed young boys and girls, including a baby, receiving treatment for facial injuries on the blood-stained floor. A heart-wrenching scene unfolded as one man wept over the body of boy being moved to the morgue. Despite international calls for a ceasefire, Israel has continued its aerial bombardment of Gaza. The offensive, initiated in response to Hamas' deadly October 7th attack, has devastated large areas of the enclave, displacing 85% of its population and leaving a quarter of residents facing starvation. The Gaza Health Ministry reported 127 bodies brought to the hospitals in the last 24 hours, bringing the overall death toll to 27,365. The ministry doesn't distinguish between civilians and combatants, but emphasizes that the majority of those killed were women and children.
Now please have weather forecasts for the world's major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a good day.